Sai, firstly, a huge congratulations on Mimi and welcome to Filme Shilmy. It's so great to be chatting with you after so many years. So I'm so glad that you could make it today. So congratulations as well on Mimi.
Thank you so much.
Now, it's had a terrific response from audiences and, of course, reviewers alike too. So, given that this is what your fifth or sixth Hindi film, do you kind of feel this is the reception you always aspired to get, especially regarding your stint in Bollywood?
This and more, if I want to be honest, this and more, definitely. But it makes a difference to be a part of such an unusual script with a different point of view to the entire story and with such amazing cast. Yeah, it does make a difference, and I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, I mean, did you ever actually see the original Marathi film that Mimi is inspired by or sort of adapted from?
Of course, I've watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a remake of this Marathi film Mala Aai Vhhaychy, the presentation of the story is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
The way Laxman sir has explored characters, relationships, it's completely different. So I think it's on two different grounds, I think. So Esa, I don't know if it helped me or not, but yes, both the films have stayed with me, and I think they're going to stay with me for a very long time.
Yeah. Now, your character, in essence, is a strong, aspirational woman who has suffered a trauma in her life and supports her friend during a very crucial and testing time in her life too. So when playing Shama, I guess, like I mentioned about referencing and being inspired by. So when playing Shama, what personal friendships or struggles did you reflect on to play the role, on bring out the role more?
I think Shama's character is my tribute to all my friends. And I believe in friendship more than anything in this world. Friendship holds a very special and very substantial place in my life. While portraying this character, I just remembered, my friends who've stood by me, who've been confident about me when I was underconfident. All those shades, all those memories. I'm so happy I could, rewind them and sort of put some highlights into my character.
Mm-hmm.
And Kriti really helped me to get comfortable with her. When someone compliments me, this is a very crucial compliment that I've gotten, that yours and Kriti's chemistry is amazing. Because I think she's also a very cool person.
Mm-hmm.
It was really easy to connect to her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think it shows on screen. We've had a lot of fun on set, and I think that has reflected on screen.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I think your camaraderie with both Pankaj Tripathi and Kriti Sanon comes across so natural and organic on screen. So I guess how much would you attribute this rapport that you've had to the director Laxman Utekar?
I think 100%. 100%, because he was the one who made sure that we meet, we interact, me and Kriti, before our filming started.
Okay.
So I think it's never one person's job. Yeah, it's always teamwork, and I think I happen to be in one of the best teams in Bollywood.
Right.
With Maddock, with artists like Pankaj, Kriti, Manoj sir, our DOP, Akash, A.R. Rahman sir. I think I couldn't have asked for more.
Right. And I read up somewhere on online before that you were quite apprehensive when you had to hug Kriti and stuff, and there was that apprehension beforehand. Why was that the case, and what sort of gave you that strength to overcome that, I guess?
When you work with somebody who's like big in Bollywood, who's not, I'm not as experienced as Kriti in Bollywood.
Yeah.
So, touching somebody, or the physical proximity that I had with Kriti, it sort of raised a lot of questions. कि मैं ये करूँ कि नहीं? Will she be comfortable if I do this? Will she say anything to me if I do this?
Right.
Lot of questions, lot of self thinking. I was smashed with thoughts, and one sentence of her just crashed everything. She said, "अरे ठीक से हक करना, कोई नहीं ठीक से हक करना." And I was like, in that moment, I got so relaxed. And then we just, I never had to think or be conscious about being close to her or pulling her hand or whatever.
Right. Absolutely. That's so wonderful to hear, Sai. And I'm glad that you overcame that sort of apprehension. And it's wonderful to hear that.
I think
Now,
Kriti helped me a lot to
yeah,
overcome that apprehension. Yes.
for sure. Now, I think Mimi carries a lot of layers. I think including, issues like gender, class, and color disparity in India. And it also makes subtle hints towards certain types of divorces, as well, the practice of divorces as well in India too. So when doing such a film, do you ever feel a sense of social and moral responsibility as an actor as well? Because you're highlighting so many issues in the film.
I'm a public figure. Even when I'm not shooting or not being a part of a film, I feel that responsibility because I'm a public figure. Of course, yes. And I'm very happy to be a part of a film which taps upon so many issues. And, it's not in your face, really. It's just touch and go. And I think that's the beauty of Rohan's writing. It just, it just sort of puts a thought in your head, and that's it, and leaves you with it. And that's so amazing. मतलब आपको सोचना है तो सोचो, नहीं सोचना है तो सोचो, हमारा काम है ये थॉट आपके मन में डाल देना. And I think that's wonderful.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. And I really like that whole idea. In fact, I'm gonna also mention the fact that we recently had a film called Good News in Bollywood, which also starred Akshay and Kareena Kapoor Khan in. And that also addressed IVF through the platform of mainstream commercial Hindi cinema. आपने भी एक film की थी जिसका नाम था Love Sonia, which is an intense film on human trafficking. So, because we have such examples in front of us, I mean, I just wanted to get your opinion. To entertain, yet perhaps educate, how difficult is it to kind of maintain that balance, do you think? To entertain and to educate through cinema?
I think there's a very thin line, and you should know that line very well. And when you become a part of such projects, the sense of responsibility is really high. Your thought process, your being, your things you stand for, all these things really mix with what you want to do on screen with such kind of scripts. And I think it's a wonderful exchange of your thoughts and matching and getting into the character. But yeah, sometimes it is risky, but I love risks. Because nowadays you never know what will disappoint who. So it's a risky business, but I love risks. And I think the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it can go either side, right? Like it can either be rewarding or it can be disastrous. Like, I guess it all just depends on kismat and the way you sort of play the cards as well. But I think surrogacy, for some reason, is still quite a taboo topic. But I think the film itself, Mimi, has started a lot of conversations about the legal and ethical aspects of surrogacy. So I think having done the film and having obviously been through that journey, what is your opinion on surrogacy itself and the way it is handled in India?
I think we are a country of high morals and ethics and emotions. So pregnancy, motherhood, these things have high quality emotional quotient because we are raised differently. Our culture is different. Our thought process is different. So it becomes a sensitive topic. Like we always mix love and sex.
Yeah.
It is like that. So it's a very difficult thing to separate these things, squeeze emotions out of it and look at it like how it is. Like I look at surrogacy as an option for 21st century women. It is there. I accept it and I am, living my life. The option, I'm very aware that this option does exist. And times are changing now. And I think we are also changing with time. Our thought process, our opinions have changed rapidly in last decade, I think. And I think it's a very progressive thing. And I'm very happy to be a part of such an unusual and interesting subject.
And I think it also offers hope, right? Because I think there must be so many parents who sadly are not able to have children. But I think through surrogacy, there's that sense of hope and aspiration, as well as perhaps providing a livelihood, right, for the mothers too. So I guess that's also a good thing, right?
Yes, it is.
It's wonderful. Now, I know you began your acting career with Black and White, which was a Subhash Kaiv Hindi film. And then over time, you've done a lot of work in Marathi cinema, which is truly commendable. But I think from the onset side, I mean, how conscious were you of pursuing a career in Marathi cinema? Did you decide consciously that you wanted to work there, or is it just because the scripts that came your way and that's just how it all happened for you?
Well, I am not a person who plans anything. I'm a very instinctive and very impulsive person. So I've taken scripts as I've been walking and taking decisions or choosing my, characters or scripts. There's no plan as such. But I'm very glad about one thing, that I have gotten to do a variety of, roles, variety of genres. And I think I feel really blessed. The kind of variety and kind of flavors that I've, had opportunities to portray, I think it's amazing. And I would want to keep doing so in Bollywood also.
Yeah. But, actually in interviews, you've often expressed a fear of being typecast. And that is why, it has impacted the style of work you choose to pursue and choose to do. So I guess when choosing the roles, which you do, and the final, when you say yes to them, how do you ensure, or how do you kind of make sure that that role or that opportunity particularly does not bracket you into a particular image?
Well, I tried really hard and I tried really my best. But at the end of the day, when audiences want to put you in a certain bracket, they do. And you can't really do anything about it. Like in Marathi fraternity, I'm known as bold and beautiful. There are no other adjectives. Either there's bold or there's beautiful. Nothing in between, nothing else. So I think it's very difficult, but it can only happen through your work. There is no other way. You have to keep proving yourself with every project, with every choice. And I think it's a difficult thing to do, but yeah, it's the only thing to do.
And it's a great time as well, right, Sai? Because nowadays we're seeing क्योंकि इस वक्त बहुत सारे सीक्वल्स आ रहे हैं, रीमेक्स आ रहे हैं, लेकिन वो जो एक ओरिजिनल रूट्स है, वो जो एक ओरिजिनलिटी है, जो काफी हद तक हिंदी रीजनल सिनेमा से आती है, वो जो ओरिजिनलिटी, सो आप में उस मैदान में प्रवेश कर चुके हो. You've already entered that sort of space of Indian regional cinema. So I guess it's a great time as well for you, because it's gaining creativity is finally gaining that power again. And it's not just
Yeah.
about the business, right? So have you noticed that shift as well?
uh, well, I think the a very great example of what you just spoke is Ram Prasad Ki Teravi.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing, realistic film. And I would love to explore such spaces. I love such spaces. I mean, it's an unusual story. It's an unusual situation. Yet you relate every second, every scene, every line, every dialogue. I want to be, I want to explore such spaces. I watched Sir also. Such a wonderful film. Such a beautiful film. Paglayat also I loved. So yes, definitions of everything is changing. And I am so happy that Mimi happened at the right time, I must say. I was waiting for something like Mimi to happen in my career. But it happened at such a point that, the opportunities are vast and I am very hungry to explore them.
Yeah, because I think this gave you that ability to explore yourself. I mean, देखो acting तो आपने बखूबी से निभाया है आपके career में. I mean, you've done such a great job in films like Hunter, like Love Sonia, for example, where you played that very Chalu trafficker Anjali. I still remember that. I still
Wicked,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, she was very wicked. So you've already had that flexibility to explore yourself as an actor. But I guess for you to explore your commercial side and more mainstream side, I guess that must have been quite a breath of fresh air. Sukoon sa mil gaya hoga aapko, right, with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Faridun and I told him also, I'm very hopeful after a very long time. The kind of work that I want to do, Mimi has sort of injected some kind of confidence in me, and there's a lot of hope now. So let's see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yes, and I love the fact that it's wonderful. The fact that and do you know what I also liked about Mimi actually, Sai? I wanted to say this is the fact that even though we had a male and female character, they were not lovers. They were not love interests at all.
Yep.
They were just two good. They were just two people, two good friends, and that's it. And I think I love that the most about the film too.
You correctly, yeah. This observation is bang on, because I think I love the way Laxman sir and Rohan, our writer, have explored relationships in this film.
Yes.
I love the bond between Bhanu and Mimi. You cannot label that bond. It is beyond love. It is beyond friendship. It is more of a, it is beyond humanity also, It's something else. You can't name it. You can't categorize it. You cannot pinpoint it. It's beautiful.
Absolutely, for sure. Now, I think आगे जाके क्योंकि आपने कहा कि you hope that you're feeling more hopeful, and you're feeling more excited now about the roles that you could be approached with in Hindi cinema. So, I think we'll be seeing you next in Madhur Bhandarkar's India Lockdown. So, how do you think that will showcase a very different strand to you as an actor?
I think it's going to be definitely different from what I've done in Mimi. Different character, different from geographically different, from a different place altogether. So yeah, I think I'm making the most of the opportunities, small or big, that have come my way, and I hope it translates into something that I've always dreamt of.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think we are all very much looking forward to seeing more from you, Sai. And I think I'm really glad that you got that due credit that you rightfully deserve through Mimi. And I'm sure ये तो बस शुरुआत है, बहुत ही आगे जाना है, बहुत ही बढ़िया काम करना है, और हमें भी बहुत बढ़िया काम देखने को मिलेगा, I'm sure. So I think on that note, Sai, I wanted to congratulate you once again on Mimi, and a huge thank you for joining me on Filme Shilmy.
Thank you. Big thank you. I enjoyed this.
Oh, I enjoyed it too. Thank you so much, Sai. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.